Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Be Smoove with the Be Smoove Show. I'm here with the very dope firearms instructor, life coach, and a good friend of mine, CJ. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. So I already said it, but the first question is, what do you do, or what do you consider yourself as?
I consider myself a firearm instructor, a businessman above all. This is just an entrepreneur, honestly. I have a few different things going. I do firearm training, I do security training, life coaching, fingerprinting. I have a t-shirt business, like with the press. So I just do things where I can, if something fails, I have a fallback plan. Plan A, I got plan B, C, D, E, F.
Multiple revenue streams.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And how did you get into everything that you're in, like one by one? So how did you get into, or how did you get into firearms instructing, and how did you get into life coaching?
So kind of long story. I was in a program called EMS Corps. Shout out to EMS Corps. It's an EMT program. It was taking black and brown young men and giving them a career in the medical field. So during that, they made us go to life coaching. And during life coaching, it helped you unpack a lot of your traumas and different things. Me personally, I didn't want to become an EMT. I actually just fell in love with it going through the class. I knew when I signed up for the program, I wanted to do it for the life coaching, because a lot of the things I was doing in my younger years, wasn't on the best path. So,
As most of us are.
yeah. So it was one of those things where it's just helping become a mature man,
Right.
And once you start to get out of those traumas and different things, you see how life can be better. And they ask you, what would you rather do if money was never an option or never an issue? Honestly, I always wanted to be a therapist. So and I graduated from EMT school, became an EMT. It just wasn't paying enough. When I started, this was 2017. They were still paying $12 an hour. So went back into security. I was EMT security for a tech company, and then started my CPR business. That's how CJ's World first got started. And then from there, posted some videos on YouTube because it's COVID.
Right.
I got some gun videos, and people was like, "How you do that?" And then it actually went from a YouTube video, got like 20,000 views, and then people was like, "Let's go to the range." Yep. So I used up all my.
What'd you do? Oh shit! I'm trying to keep the conversation going.
That was Be Smoove.
No, because you was talking about EMT school, and then, damn, that shit just threw me off. Hold on. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
He was saying that he had started going to the range from a YouTube video.
Oh, okay. So what was it that you did at the range that specifically that made people, like, what was you doing in the video? You was just shooting, or?
No, it was actually just posting my collection. So it was like my CJ World 2020 gun collection. And then people was like, I didn't even know you can have that many guns in California. And I was like, you can have as many as you want.
Right, people just uninformed.
Yeah, honestly, that's really what it is, and that's a lot of what my business is. It's besides the training, or I guess what the training is, giving out the information, because people be like, buying a gun is illegal, getting a CCW is impossible, becoming an armed guard is super hard. None of that shit's true.
Right, it's all just applying, like literally applying yourself to it.
Yeah.
And I've told multiple people who have come to ask me, what does it take? And I'm like, look, if you want to have your shit together, your shit'll be together.
Yeah.
Straight up. And that's all it takes. And that's one thing that I like about, your videos and everything your firearm company stands for, is that you want people to know these things. You want people you motivate people to stand on their shit, even if they do come from wherever,
Yeah, no, man, you gotta think about it. And growing up in Oakland and Richmond, a lot of people had guns. People didn't know they can get guns legally. We was just getting it how you live, and you know, going off of information from older people who didn't apply themselves for shit.
Right.
You can't get no CCW. That's only for the white folks. That's not true.
Not
You
at
know what I'm
all.
saying? You can get a gun here. In reality, I'd rather buy a gun out of a gun store that's $500 instead of paying $1,200, and now I gotta throw it away if I do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying double the money for one time use. That ain't cool.
Exactly.
No, it's like I said, it's just a lot of misinformation
Right.
that keeps us lost, and I'm here to inform us. I want everybody to walk. If I walk agree, give you some game, you give it to some other people. Now, 3, 4 other people got gamed up, and we knowledgeable. That's my thing. I hated game is supposed to be sold and not told. It's not, and
Harboring knowledge. And someone that I knew a while ago, he kept mentioning that he was like he felt like melanated individuals are the only ones who do that, who we want to compete against each other instead of with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
And like, of course, every race has that, but it's too common. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you think about like, the way music can be sometimes,
Hmm?
or I guess you could say the agenda that's being pushed in a certain direction. Because,
Yeah,
now you do got kind of different options when it comes to the music. It's more woke rappers, I would say.
yeah.
But that agenda of, that's where we belong at, is to just be fighting against each other and one person make it out of the whole family. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
Like,
Yeah. Well, put it like this: to dive into that question, that'd be a 3 hour podcast. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize, um, I read a lot, listen to a lot of stuff. Got uncles who was Panthers and stuff. But it's one of those things too where it was an agenda. It started before me and you was even born. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? When they taking the father out of the home. You take the father out of the home, you starting to separate. Now you got the woman trying to be more masculine and independent when it's just supposed to be a family unit.
right,
It's one of those things where it was designed for us to not be together. You think about where we couldn't buy houses and redline. Like I said, man, it was a whole thing. Put it like this: when black people come together or melanated people come together, that's an issue. How is it that the Black Panthers was more dangerous for America than the Nazis and everything like this? So it's
right,
just one of those things where when it's unity, it's not good for other groups because we see
right.
that our dollar matters. We are spending billions of dollars, and when we say stop,
And our dollar is one of the biggest weapons we got.
hmm
People
and
don't realize that.
and if I make you spend your money on some Gucci or some Louis or a computer instead of your child's education, you know what I mean? But I'm giving my kid the education. It's a difference. Like I said, look, Jeezy said like this. In future, I'm not sipping no lean. My kids go to private school. But you telling me to walk around with a stick.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like this too. It's different. NWA, Ice Cube really was there. He wasn't a crip and all that stuff, but he was really there.
Yeah,
But
he
when he
saw
got
all
his
those things
money, he
happen.
made his kids into and set up a future for them. You know
Right.
what I mean? But you got a lot of people who just thinking that's cool. Like it's this younger generation is lost. So it's like you shooting and you snitching, you shooting and you telling, you backdooring your friends. All these girls just want to be hoes, and like I said, man, it's a whole thing that was set up hundreds of years ago, and it's
Right.
still winning. You divide and conquer. You know, I love the Bay Area. It's the melting pot. That's my home. I'm from the Bay. I am the Bay. Then you
Right.
go down south and you see all these black people because you got all these different colleges. It's different.
So, not to cut you off, but what
Mhm.
do you can you tell us a little bit more about your uncle that you said was a Panther?
These are the few. So it's just put it like this. Try to paint the picture. Imagine my dad telling me like this: you seeing your family marching in front of your house. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? You seeing people together. You seeing you coming home. You got your brother who's a pimp. Then you got your other brother who's saying, "Hey, we finna use this. Send the kids down here to get some free lunch." You know what I mean?
Mm.
So you got two sides of the same coin. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? My last name is Boyd. My granddaddy has 21 kids, so it's boys and Blancos. So you got a lot of I got a lot of cousins and uncles on all sides. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's just one of
A
those
lot of
things where you
family.
see it's about knowledge of self. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You understand that you're not just some dumb nigga on the street. You
Right.
actually mean something. Well, like my uncles, I'm not sure if my dad, but I know my uncles, and my granny can say they was in Oakland when there was no crack.
Mm.
They literally was living on the same block as their doctor and their dentist. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And they going down to their doctor's house because that's how it was set up.
Because it was unity. We was all in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Snowfall, for example. If you watch it from the beginning, the very beginning, before crack was around in LA, everybody was outside. The cop was living right next door to
Yeah,
everybody.
just like
No,
that.
there was no issues with nothing. Next thing you know, the ice cream man getting shot from a stray bullet and all the shit. Because that's how they did the communities, for
Yeah,
sure.
and that's really what it was. You know, it was a lot before you like I say hearing that they said we was out there and we didn't see no drugs. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, no. The reason why they got things started is because for one, you want to police your community. That's even with the gangs. It was there because the police was beating them up. So
Yeah,
it's like we taking care of our own, and
right.
that's how it was. And like that's why we used to open carry, just like other states.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers marched, and then next went out to Sacramento. They changed their law super fast, so now we can't open carry no more because
Right.
you're not finna beat up this dude when you got 5 other guys with guns too. Your little
Exactly.
38 ain't finna do nothing to this shotgun, even though it's
Right.
unloaded.
Right.
But when I rack it now, it's loaded. So yeah, let's think twice before just planting drugs on people and just beating the shit out of this guy because he black. So
Right.
yeah, it's being in Oakland, you have that mindset of be militant but also play at the same time. But
Right.
it's just one of those things, all about how you was raised. Still be a gentleman, still show respect. Like I said, my came up a little different. Had a lot of influences. You
Right.
know what I mean?
And that's good. That's good. You can see it on you. You know what I'm saying? You can see the different layers that bind in to create an individual for sure. Um, what do you think kept you motivated, through everything from the start?
My kids, So when I was again, it goes back to life coaching and male development. We had a dude named Dr. Adams. He told us like this: I tell my kids everything. Get some, go to college. I'll pay for room, board, and give you free money to just play around with. Just go to college.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody would have told me that, or just other individuals, we wouldn't have been outside. Give us an opportunity. And that's what I want for my kids. I want them to say, hey, boom, here you go right here. You ain't got to fuck around and do all this other stuff. You know what I mean? I just bought my oldest daughter a car. You know what I mean? I don't need you to go into some boy, oh, baby, I'll give you some money. Fuck that.
Right.
Pop's been having it. Pop's been showing us that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's differences. You know what I mean? It's how I am. And a lot of us are visual. How we see. I just pulled 40,000 out the bank the other day for my kids. Hey, look at this. Count this. You can see this is attainable.
Right.
40 bands. Boom. All right. Cool. How you do this? Okay. So yeah, what I pulled out is not all I got. You know what I mean? It's more when you apply yourself, you can get this. And me, I look at it like I just pulled 40,000. Now other people pulling out 40 million. So we still
Right.
got a lot to go. But you can see it's achievable. When
Right.
I was younger, all I seen was the most was like 2,500 from my mom. She had a knot. I think she had it in like 20s. And I was just like, dang, I just want to get a knot. I just want to get a knot. Then it
Mm-hmm.
got to the point where it's like I want to get to where my money don't fold. Then I want to get to where my kids' money don't fold. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So just my kids, man. I just want my kids and my kids to set the example and be different.
Right. Right. I can respect the fuck out of that, man. That's being a real father for real. What are your top favorite guns for home defense? Top five.
Top 5. Ruger 5.7. Uh, a Glock. I like I like my 17. I like my Glock 17. I put a light on it, light laser combo on there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a shotgun. I got I got one of them. Like it's the Kel-Tec KSG. It's the same one that Shaft was using in the last movie, and the same one that John Wick was using.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That bullpup.
mhm.
Hell yeah, I like the bullpups. I like the
Um,
bullpups.
of course, an AR. AR. Either 60 inches or the pistol. But we in California, so whatever. But
Yeah.
like an AR pistol. Um, but yeah, like that AR. But say yeah, ARs that can count for 2, depending on the size. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So yeah,
Because of that armor piercing round. And
I don't even need armor piercing, but what it is that maneuverability.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want no shot. I got a shotgun in my office right now that's so long that if you go out the door with it, say somebody standing on the other side of the door, they grab the barrel and
Yeah,
knock it
that's
down.
it.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
that's why I like that KSG. It can fit like it's my arm length, so I can be able to maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Same with the ARs.
How many in the KSG hold? Like 7 out here?
Nah, it holds 15. It holds 7 in one side, 7 in another side. Then I could rack it and put one in there. I could put 15 in there.
Oh
15,
shit.
imagine getting shot with 15 slug.
It's over with.
Yeah.
That first one, you just gonna be like, let me just make it to God. At this point,
Yeah.
this body is gone.
Yeah. So
Shit.
yep. And then the Ruger 57. In California, we got the FN 57, but it's
Mm-hmm.
bulky. I like the
Right.
Ruger 5. It was crazy. I should have brought it today, but the Ruger 57 is sleeker, it's skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
Still shoot that 5.7 round. But yeah, those come like stock 20. So basically, imagine an AR round like a 223, but it's in a smaller version coming out of a handgun that shoots like a 22. So I'm shooting an AR that has no recoil.
Damn.
So yeah, that's why I say Ruger 5.7 first.
Okay. And this is kind of a personal question, so if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But what do you like to carry for your EDC?
Me personally, if I was in a different state, I'd probably say my Glock 48, but my Glock 48, and I'll probably be able to put like a 15, 20 rounder in there. But yeah, for me, it's simple. I tell everybody in all my classes, I got a Glock 19 with a red dot on there. I got a Smith & Wesson Shield, and I got a Rock Island 1911.
Do you have a sight on your EDC or no?
Yep, yeah, that's the red dot that I got on mine. So yeah, so I actually got that in my office, in my laptop bag, my Glock 19. Then I got my shield on me. But yeah, that's because what it is in California, those was the most popular guns. But what I would probably switch it to would probably be a Springfield Hellcat Pro. I would switch that out with my shield, but I just been rocking with my shield so long, it ain't messed up yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know it's that old faithful.
Right.
So.
And how do you feel about the attachments? Because me personally, I was thinking about adding a light and a laser to my setup because it seems like the sights are chargeable, right? You got to charge them.
So yeah, so you
or
can
it's a battery.
You can get some that come with a battery, but it's solar powered. So if you just do some training outside, that thing charging already.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What about a light? Do you feel like a light is mandatory
for your home defense? Yes. For me, with my EDC, no, because that just makes it just a little bit too heavy for me. But it is good because you do want to see what you're hitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really don't plan on walking down those super dark alleys anyway. Right. So if I have to defend myself, it'd be pretty much in the light or something. But I could tell people, yeah, do what you want to do. But the problem is this: if you say you try to get some of these random lights and stuff like off Amazon or different places, you have to make sure you find a holster that fits it.
Yeah. And so that's one thing for me, doing security, I was like, I had already bought my holster. So I was like, anything that I buy that's extra, I'm going to have to buy a new holster. Then my gun, for some reason, they don't make hella holsters for it. So it's just, it's a whole thing.
But, this is not even this wasn't even planned. I know a dude down in Modesto. I cannot think of his name right now. But I got his card in my office. It's a dude down in Modesto. He makes you'll go to his house. He'll make the holster for whatever gun you got, whatever gun attachment. He do it right in his garage. Take him like 30 minutes.
Definitely gonna take down his info.
Yeah. So if you have like some of them random stuff, you pull up to his house. I pulled up to his house. He did me a holster for my gun in 15 minutes. So like he has all the machines right there.
Concealed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He does everything for you right there. So
see, he about to make a killing. He definitely about to make a killing.
Yeah, it costs $150, and whatever you got. Because like I said, a lot of people have random stuff, and then he would say, "Oh, if it don't fit right, let me know." He'll screw, fix it. He do it right there for you. So
okay.
Yep.
I appreciate that. How do you feel about the revolver versus the semi-automatic in a practical self-defense situation? Because I've heard or I've seen videos where people have that concealed carry bag that rips open, and some people are saying that if you have a revolver, it's the only gun that'll reliably shoot through the bag in the event that you were answering the door with it, you know?
Nah.
And
So, it's funny. I wish we would have did this interview tomorrow because my that bag that you talk about that's actually coming in the mail tomorrow. Um, it's a 945 Industries. Yep.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
I got one coming tomorrow. But for me, it's round capacity. So during my CCW classes, I show a video of a man getting shot 7 times and he get back up. Most of the revolvers that people are buying are 5 or 6 shots. So if you got 5 or 6 shots, sadly most people aren't carrying an extra magazine or an extra set of rounds. So just right off the rip, you don't have enough rounds to take that one guy down. So for me, it's all about round capacity. If we was in a different state, our regular Glocks are coming 15, 17, 19 rounds.
Yeah, even
So
mine will have an extra 3.
yeah, so they are fine in other states, but out here we got that 10 round magazine ban or capacity. So my 10, so in that video it took him 11 shots, 7, boom, 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 boom. Then he got up and then he ran, put a cop in a headlock, and the guy had to shoot him 4 more times.
Right.
So I would have had enough with my 11, you know what I mean? But with the revolver, if I ain't got no extra rounds, I'm assed out. So
Right.
and for self defense, I choose round capacity over anything. So give me my semi-automatic.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because that was an ongoing conversation we was having. Because I was like, if you in a cornered off situation, you know what I mean? Like not somebody who is in law enforcement or anything. You really just need the person to pretty much back up off you, get away from you, you know. But you do got a point. And I tell that to people all the time, like they out here with switches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to switch cheese you. So you definitely need more rounds for sure.
And just growing up in the Bay Area, I've been in different situations where I could tell you that semi-automatic can shoot through the bag just fine.
Okay. Okay, for sure. What are some struggles you faced throughout the process of becoming where you are today?
The main thing was finding getting the legitimacy from everybody. Because this is with any business.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people this, nobody fucks with you till other people fuck with you. Mm-hmm. So you got to get that cosign. So,
right.
So very early in the beginning, very, very early in the beginning, Barry, the dude who runs the Bay Area events page, I don't know, I think he got like 100,000 followers or something like that. He shouted me out very early, just on the love. Mm-hmm. And they was like, oh shit, you in his story, so you must be legit.
Right.
And then 209 times, just a lot of people just liked what I do because they want to see something positive in the community, and it's different. So the hardest thing that you have to find is, are you trustworthy, and are you a scam? And I hate to say this, but in our community there are so many people who do scammy shit. So it's just like, oh, he black, so he black, he do gun licenses and da da da. So it's like, it's sad that we taught, that's not really it. You know what I mean? Like is he legit? So then put it to like this, I got people who said, I've been watching you for 2 years just to make sure you was legit. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Because there's so many, because so many people have went to other classes and they took their money, or they never answered the phone and stuff like that. So just finding the legitimacy, or making sure you're legit, so other people can see how do I put it? Other people to make sure I'm legit. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing, because you got people who, I've been doing this, and then next you pay your money, and then next but just getting other people to trust you is it. And then now that I've been doing this for so many years, people sitting there, their mama, their daddy, their sister, everybody to me, because we know CJ is real. We know I done got these licenses from CJ. Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Once people trust you and trust your brand, then the sky's the limit. Okay. But before that, it was just finding that, and then also finding my niche. So I didn't want to be the scary Instagram page where I'm posting about like death and rapes all the time. And then I talked to a few like business mentors, and they said, if you don't be the one to tell us if we're not prepared, we're going to get kidnapped, shot, killed, or something like that, then what the fuck are you doing? That's your job to prepare us. Right. So that changed the thing too. So, just not being scared to give y'all the real. So that's why in classes, we're going to laugh, we're going to joke, but I don't sugarcoat it.
Right.
if you do not have your gun, or you do not have, it's not even about the gun. If you don't have situational awareness,
Right.
my thing is this: I'd rather pepper jail you over shooting you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
I don't
sure.
want to kill nobody, but if it comes down to me making it home to my kids and my family, then yeah, it is what it is. But I'd rather, hey, think about what you did. And at this point too, I'm a taxpayer. I'm calling the police. This man tried to rob this old lady. Da, 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 da.
Right.
So it's just one of those things like that. Just being just like I said, it was just getting them to understand the severity of it, because it's getting crazy. We seen little kids getting snatched. We seen a woman get raped in public in Florida.
Yeah.
People just walk by it
That
like
video of the girl who was roller skating.
that right there.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
That
right in front.
I still couldn't believe that it
Yeah,
was, even if you somebody who can't do nothing about it. People these days just don't care as long as they make it home. They're not worried about what they see, because this shit is like a movie. Real life is like a movie and a video game to people these days.
it's content. The world is the man is supposed to jump in all these situations, but now you have situations where, sadly, men have tried to jump in and then they actually got killed, or the victim turned on them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was the thing too. A lot of stuff. It's very mind your business nowadays, and that's very scary. Because I tell
Yeah.
people like this. I ask the question of, do you know your neighbors' names? You know
Right.
what I mean? If something was to happen, can you run to your neighbor, or do you know the suspicious neighbors? You
Right.
know
And
what I
you really
mean?
can.
Yeah.
You really can in most situations. Can you tell me about a time you were forced to grow?
Mm, yeah. So, and working here or doing this, it was one of those situations where you could be stagnated with I say clout. You just have a business,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then you got to put the money behind the business.
Mm-hmm.
Then you sustain it. You know what I'm saying? Just having a business is a good Instagram post, but really putting in the work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now I'm at the office 7 days a week. You know what I mean? So that's
Damn.
because we think of it like this. Most people don't run classes on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm
Right.
running them on Saturdays and Sundays so that the average working person can come get this knowledge. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's really what it is putting that blood and sweat equity in.
Right.
Just coming here doing this, and then at the same time too, when I was my old supervisor, she lied on me when I was working for a tech company, and she said I wasn't coming to work on time and did this when I asked her for the day off. And well, so my supervisor, my company's all calling me, hey, where you at? Where you at? And then I said, hey, I'm grown. Don't yell at me. Look at your phone. Here's text message proof that she can say it. I can get this day off. I talked to the client, my boss's boss. I said, hey, I can't work under these environments. I said, it's people lying on me. I don't want to deal with this petty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed him my phone, and he said, okay. And then from then on, then the responsibilities girl, they fired her and wanted me to give her job, be the supervisor, be the account manager. Yeah.
Damn.
It's one of those things of, he helped my old supervisor. No, I'm not even gonna say my old supervisor, my old client, because he was the dude. He started CJ's World. He said, do you want to be a third party, a vendor, or do you want to be an overtime day, and we'll buy your stuff for CPR and different things? I said, I could just take the overtime day. He said, no, become a vendor. You can charge me $100 a person. And then don't
Damn.
have to just do it for me. You can do it for every other company.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he put the ball in my court, and then CJ's World went from there. He said, "Here's the keys, run with it. Don't just be a little worker mindset."
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's been a few situations where you got to level up, you got to grow, and it's the difference between making I want to make 200 a day, 2,000 a month, 4,000 a month, to now I'm making I want to make 15, 20,000 a month. So
Right.
now I want to make 30,000 a month. You got to elevate. You
Right.
know what I mean? So it's more meetings, more conversations, change.
Interviews.
Oh yeah, all that. It's just
Shit.
changing how you do stuff, and how the conversations that you have. Less gossiping, more putting in work. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Less procrastinating, less scrolling on Instagram, but just answer this DM and then get back to these emails.
Right. For
Stuff
real.
like that.
Cutting to the chase, making sure you take care of business.
hmm
This is sort of a similar question.
hmm
What has been your hardest adversity since you became an entrepreneur?
Uh, Steady believing yourself in the down days. You
Yeah.
know,
Having to tell yourself,
You the
gotta
shit.
think, yeah, you the shit.
That's it. I think Jim Jones said it best. He said, some days, it's hard. I can't buy you a Louis purse every day. And then some days we're shit. We finna buy a Louis purse 6 months every day for 6 months.
Right.
Even in the downtime, staying consistent. So there have been a lot of times where it may have been nobody in the class, but I still made a post. There's nobody in the class for a week, and I still made a post, and just showing that's something else that's going.
Something
You know what
to
I mean?
promote the business.
Oh yeah, it's when things look dark, still staying positive and just knowing that this is only gonna last for a minute.
Right.
What I'm doing is, and then for me, I'm I guess I'm an empath or whatever. So it's like really just I really hope that I'm helping people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was one of the things too. Just really trusting yourself and believing that you are the shit. Literally, just today, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Monday, I had a fucking federal air marshal come, and I helped her with her shooting because she had to take a test so she can because she got to pass her qualifications to get back and do with her stuff. So
Wow.
yeah. So just hearing that, you shoot a federal air marshal. So now when y'all on the plane, y'all safe because of CJ.
Okay.
Real shit.
That's what's up. Congratulations, man. You got a lot of accomplishments under your belt, for real, for real.
Yeah.
What's your favorite state to go shooting in and why? If you have one.
So far was Maine. Just the rules is different. Of course, what's crazy? I go to Vegas all the time, but I really don't shoot in Vegas. I'm vacationing in Vegas. Right. But for my birthday in July, me and my brother's gonna go out to one of the days. Gonna go out there to the mountains and just let loose some shit. But just honestly, anywhere that really lets you go free. Yeah. My boy, he out here. He got some land. He got like 1,000 acres. No, I'm sorry, not 1,000. He got 100 acres. Mm-hmm. Still a crazy amount of acres. He got 100 acres, and get on his land and do whatever. Honestly, anywhere that lets me just do me, I'm good to go.
I mean, if you down, we could probably get some rounds and do some, some camera work up there if you want to, as far as shooting. Because the ranges, they wouldn't let us do certain angles. You know what I'm saying?
It's a liability.
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't want to go out there. You know what I'm saying? But I completely understood it. And then when you outdoors, you got that land, you got that freedom. Okay, we shooting this way. We could put a camera right here to get a real shooting angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. So it's let's do it. We'll talk about it off camera because it's like an hour away.
Okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Well, you kind of touched on this, but what are your thoughts on critical thinking in the line of work that requires firearms, such as, security and things of that nature, for somebody who is like, that's something that they want to do?
Be a person who de-escalates. You gotta think before you act. That's the reason why you got so many people saying, "Oh, fuck rent-a-cops" and all this other stuff. Be a person be a problem solver. Right. I tell people in classes that I can't hold your hand. I'm giving you this information, but I can't do the work for you. Right. I'm gonna give you all of my examples because the training I got years ago was trash. So take what I'm telling you right now and make something of it.
And I can attest to that because in most situations, people, I don't have to really do too much. Yeah. It's just, inform a person if they did something wrong and let them know what has to happen moving forward. It doesn't have to be such a, because we're not the police, we should be respected as a person doing their job. That's it. Just as everybody else should. But we're not the police. And I tell people all the time, look, man, I'm not here to press you or bully you. Like, that's not even me outside of this. So I'm not going to play it once I got the vest on. Mm-hmm. But if you stealing, I got to let you know what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My thing is treat every human with respect. That's it.
And I've seen other guards who don't. Like, their initial approach is just way too aggressive. Thus me seeing other thieves who are way too aggressive. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a trickling effect.
Yeah, and it's like I tell people who don't have shit will help you lose your shit. Well, when I was working security, I'm making $40-something an hour. Dude called me a broke bitch. That's what's up. I'm a broke bitch. Tell me that for the next 8 hours. Right. When I leave in this car and my check is already direct deposited, you still here doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I tell people just thick skin. the uniform itself is already authority figure, and some people just don't like that because of past experiences. They not mad at you; they mad at the person from 4 weeks ago. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? So just understand that,
and that's real.
Yeah,
that's real. How can somebody reach you if they wanted to?
Shit, they can call my phone 209-905-8615. They can hit me on Instagram, CJ's World INC. Hit my DMs. I tell people, DMing me or texting me is easier because when I got 30 people in the classroom, I'm not going to answer my phone 20 times.
Right.
But if you send me a text message, I can get to that a day later or some hours later or something like that. And the problem is, I don't know if we're super entitled and stuff, but hey, if you leave a voicemail, you call me, be like, CJ, you can call me back. I didn't know what you wanted. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where at the end of the day, I try to go through all my missed calls and try to call people back. But sometimes, as I'm calling, the person who didn't answer, they call me back now. So now that's a 30-minute conversation, and I didn't get to this 209 or 510 number. Woo, woo. But if you shot me a text and say, hey, CJ, I'm trying to sign up for class, when you get a chance, give me a call. Oh, boom, I can say, oh, hey.
You can note it and prioritize.
Yeah, or say, hey, here's my link. Go to my website. Oh, yeah, my website, www.cjsworld.net. Mm-hmm. And you can just, sign up for classes right there, look and read information. So that's pretty much it. I'm very accessible when it comes to different things. It's just 2025 technologies all around.
Right, definitely. People, I don't have to really do too much.
Yeah.
It's just, inform a person if they did something wrong and let them know what has to happen moving forward. It doesn't have to be such a, because we're not the police, we should be respected as a person doing their job.
That's it.
Just as everybody else should. But we're not the police. And I tell people all the time, look, man, I'm not here to press you or bully you. Like, that's not even me outside of this. So I'm not going to play it once I got the vest on. But if you stealing, I got to let you know what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My thing is treat every human with respect. That's it.
And I've seen other guards who don't. Like, their initial approach is just way too aggressive. That's me seeing other thieves who are way too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's a trickling effect.
Yeah, and it's like I tell people who don't have shit will help you lose your shit. Well, when I was working security, I'm making $40-something an hour. Dude called me a broke bitch. That's what's up. I'm a broke bitch. Tell me that for the next 8 hours. Right. When I leave in this car and my check is already direct deposited, you still here doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I tell people, just thick skin. The uniform itself is already authority figure, and some people just don't like that because of past experiences. They not mad at you. They mad at the person from 4 weeks ago. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? So just understand that.
And that's real.
Yes.
That's real. How can somebody reach you if they wanted to?
They can call my phone 209-905-8615. They can hit me on Instagram, CJ's World INC. Hit my DMs. I tell people, DMing me or texting me is easier because when I got 30 people in the classroom, I'm not going to answer my phone 20 times.
Right.
But if you send me a text message, I can get to that a day later or some hours later or something like that. And the problem is, I don't know if we're super entitled and stuff, but hey, if you leave a voicemail, you call me, be like, CJ, you can call me back. I didn't know what you wanted. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where at the end of the day, I try to go through all my missed calls and try to call people back. But sometimes, as I'm calling, the person who didn't answer, they call me back now. So now that's a 30-minute conversation, and I didn't get to this 209 or 510 number. Woo, woo. But if you shot me a text and say, hey, CJ, I'm trying to sign up for class, when you get a chance, give me a call. Oh, boom, I can say, oh, hey.
You can note it and prioritize.
Yeah, or say, hey, here's my link. Go to my website. Oh, yeah, my website, www.cjsworld.net. And you can just, sign up for classes right there, look and read information. So that's pretty much it. I'm very accessible when it comes to different things. It's just 2025 technologies all around.
Right, definitely. Well, we appreciate you for allowing us to use the space, for coming on to the show and everything. And we plan to do another episode with you moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Oh, no, thanks. Thank you.
And this has been another episode of the Be Smoove Show. We appreciate y'all for listening. Tune in for more.
Chuck Platinum.